thank you very much, and thank you to all you folks out there for tuning into the Barry Bowe Show. What you see is what you get. No fancy microphones, no earphones, no virtual backgrounds, no ads. But you'll probably see my little sweetheart Blondie popping in and out. Now, I don't claim to be an expert on anything, and if you're easily offended, get the fuck out right now. We don't need your kind around here. Today is May the 5th, or to translate that into Espanol, Cinco de Mayo. In Mexico, Cinco de Mayo is pretty much the same as our Independence Day. It's a holiday that celebrates the Mexican army defeating the French army at the Battle of Puebla to end the Franco-Mexican War on the 5th of May. Get it? Cinco de Mayo. Way back in 1867. And just in case you weren't around back then, the war started on December 8th, 1861, and it lasted for 5 years, 6 months, 1 week, and 6 days. Yes, that was a long war, hence the celebration. Many of us here in the U.S. also celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Let's just see what this little sweetie pie has to say about us.
For that fucking orangutan. I don't want to see a margarita in your hand in 4 days. I don't want to see chips and queso at your table, and it better be the 5th of May to you and nothing else, since you want to speak English so fucking bad.
In case you didn't catch that all, it went something like this. If you voted for that fucking orangutan, and I'm pretty sure she said orangutan and not orangutan, I don't want to see a fucking margarita in your hand, and it better be the 5th of May to you and not Cinco de Mayo. Well, sweet cakes, I already called it Cinco de Mayo, and I won't be drinking a margarita today, but just as soon as I finish up here, I'll be drinking a Tecate, perhaps 2. That's a Mexican cerveza. That's beer to you, sweetie, and I'm going to have a burrito or 2 for lunch. So, you can kiss my culo. That's Spanish for ass. Here's what a Mexican restaurant thinks of Donnie, and just in case you haven't been paying attention, Donnie's on a quest, let's call this Cinco de Porto. Changing the subject, here's an interesting quickie I bumped into over the weekend. Nah, not that kind of quickie. I was in a rock group for 6 years, a long time ago. Always struggling, always trying to make it. Money always tight. Well, there's this kid, I don't know where he's from, but he's in pretty much the same situation. I bumped into this over the weekend. He wants to add special effect of having his pants on fire while he's singing, but he doesn't have enough money to pay for an expert to put the FX together. So he sets his pants on fire himself. Let's check it out.
Look at you, baby. I just can't wipe away. Is it really worth saving? 'Cause I can't seem to erase the memories.
Pretty sure that's not exactly what he wanted. For sure. Now let's go see what happened in Pittsburgh on April 30th at a Pirates game against the Cubs. During the bottom of the 7th, moments after Andrew McCutchen hits an RBI double to put the Pirates up 4-3, this happens. Well, that was quick. Let's watch it again. And let's watch it again. Now, I can't tell if he fell, if he was trying to do some sort of acrobatics to show off, or if he was just plain stumbling drunk. But he fell over the railing of the 21-foot-tall Roberto Clemente wall in right field. And, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's a crash landing if I ever saw one. And he looks like he's dead. All sorts of attendants rushed to his aid. And apparently he's still alive because they don't cover his face. And eventually they wheel him off the field on his way to the ER. He was later identified as Kevin Markwood. That's Kevin with a pair of A's. And he's a 20-year-old graduate of South Allegheny High School, class of 2020, I believe. Supposedly a good kid, good student, played on the football team. His condition is critical, but it looks like he's going to make it. He's awake and able to talk, and the buzz is that he was drunk. And some more buzz wonders if the 20-year-old purchased the alcohol that got him drunk from a vendor or vendors at PNC Stadium. Keep our eyes on that one. In any case, Kevin, here's our best wishes for a complete recovery. We're hoping that's possible. And since we're talking baseball, here's a post that Lenny Dykstra, the dude, posted on X yesterday. Nails wants to know who wears it better. Well, dude, she wears it better. And I know you would, and so would I. In case you don't know it yet, right now I'm involved in 4 podcasts. In addition to this one, I'm talking about Astronaut Dictionary, Special Investigator, and My World of Crime Fiction. Although I call it crime fiction, my content is based on true crime and real people. I'm kicking off crime fiction with Season 1 of the Steve Piasecki series. And just this past Saturday night, I went to a wrestling extravaganza called One and Done at the 2300 Arena in South Philly with my favorite son and a couple pals. It was quite interesting. We ran into a couple old friends, and the guy in the blue shirt is my buddy, Mike Tartaglia. In the real world, he goes by the Boss in the ring, but he plays another role in the Steve Piasecki series. He's Steve Piasecki's sidekick, who Steve calls my friend. Well, because he's Steve's best friend. And he's a pro wrestler who goes by Hitman Bruno in the ring. Like I said, my crime fiction is based on real people and real crimes. The first episode of the Steve Piasecki series might pop up later today. Season 1 is Dead Stripper. It's inspired by a true event involving former Eagle star Fletcher Cox. And episode 1 is titled Babes in Toyland. And today for sure, the first episode of Astronaut Dictionary will pop up, and we begin our lexicon with a word that starts with the letter A, and our first word is axe. In any case, thanks for stopping in today. Hope you like the show. Hope you check out all 4 of our podcasts. This one is both audio and video, but the other 3 are just audio. And hope you become regulars. Don't be shy. Pass along any comments or suggestions you might have. So that's it for today. Until next time. And that's a wrap.